What is up, guys? My name is Bryce Pruitt. This is the M1 Journey, and welcome to the channel. Hey guys, and welcome back to episode number 23 of the M1 Journey. It is a Tuesday. I am a day late being able to make this video. Had a little bit of trouble finding the time yesterday with my busy college schedule, but so as far as what's going on with the markets, things have still been trending up over the last week or so. Actually, the Dow and the S&P 500 both have claimed new all-time highs. They did that just yesterday, although today they are a little bit off of that. A little bit of red in the market today, but nothing to be overly concerned about for sure. The NASDAQ is still trying to work its way back up to its own all-time highs after seeing such a vicious sell-off over the last couple of weeks, but everything's going pretty smoothly so far. There has been some rumblings and some concerns about inflation eventually hitting the market, which understandably so. With as much money as the government and the Federal Reserve specifically have pumped in the economy, there is some concern to be had about inflation in the future. But for now, things are looking pretty smooth after seeing a little bit of volatility over the last couple of weeks. So of course, guys, go check out my latest Let's Discuss video from last Thursday, where I talk about how to invest your $1,400 COVID stimulus check if you are getting one. Pretty good video. Share my thoughts there about how to do that, as well as go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you also enjoy my content and my videos. And then if you want to keep up with me when I'm not posting videos and just want to hear my day-to-day thoughts, go check out my social media profiles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. I have links to all of those down in the description below. And then one last point before I get into my disclaimer, I will be taking next week off, so I will not be posting any videos next week. It is my college spring break, so I will be just taking that time to recharge. So no videos next week, but I still will be making moves, and I will be posting on my social media pages. So if you want to check out what I'm doing when I'm not posting videos, of course, like I said, follow those. And then go ahead and make my disclaimer now that I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert. I am strictly doing this for entertainment purposes. So please consult a financial expert or a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, and just do what you need to do and not so much what everyone is telling you to do. So with that being said, let's get into the portfolios. Alright guys, so as you can see here, it's been a pretty good week in the long-term portfolio, up almost 2.5%. For the day though, we are just a little bit down with about 15 minutes left in the trading session. So this could swing back up, but I kind of doubt it. For the month though, we are still up about 3.5%. For the quarter, still having a great quarter, about 7.25%. And then all-time crossed over 30%, over almost a 30.5%. So things are still going very well for the long-term portfolio, still trending up as I continue to make more and more deposits and reinvest my dividends as I did this week. So this was one of my more active weeks I've had in a while. I'll show you just my dividends alone was quite impressive, I thought. Pretty happy with this. So here's all the dividends I've gotten in just last week. Started with Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, IBM, Target, Microsoft, 3M, Pembina Pipeline, and Realty Income. So all of these added up to around $48, which is by far the most I've ever had in a single week. So it's kind of neat to see these things starting to add up. Some of these were over $10, which again is nice to see. And then if I couple this with what I got in my Roth IRA, Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, 3M pushed me over $50 for the week, which again is the most I've ever had. So for the rest of my activity for the long-term portfolio, I did, if you watched last week's video, I did end up selling Pembina Pipeline for over $30 a share, which I was happy to get for it. So I ended up using these funds to buy about $100 of Costco, 50 in Pepsi, 50 in B&G, and then Apple and Johnson & Johnson as well. Thought those were all good buys, especially at those price points, since those are some of my favorite stocks. So here is my bi-weekly deposit. Went through yesterday, picked up some more Microsoft, some more Verizon, some more AT&T, and more Costco. And actually, I used those dividends that I'd been saving up in my account to buy more advanced micro devices. Since it's kind of been on a slide recently, I thought this was a good time to kind of boost that position. And then the other major move I made wasn't really that big, but I decided to move Microsoft from my growth pie to my dividends pie, and is now part of my information technology, as you can see here. So expect I will be buying Microsoft a little bit more heavily over the next couple weeks to kind of bump up this position and kind of even things out a little bit more. So to make room for that, I fully plan to sell Dominion Energy at some point soon. If I can just get it above my average price here, about $3 below what I paid for it. If I could get it either even or just above, I will be for sure selling it. I just will rather utilize some of these lower positions into some of my more favorite positions and kind of boost them up a little bit. So I knocked this down to 1%, and then when I sold Pembina Pipeline, I knocked this down to 4% to bump up information technology from 12% to 15%. So that's kind of what I did there. So those are pretty well all of my moves for my long-term portfolio. Go over to my Roth IRA. Things were up here as well, up a little under 2% for the day. We're just actually above even for the month, still hanging pretty steadily. Still a good quarter, and then all time we're up just under 15%. So I didn't have any activity here other than the dividends, but I will have my bi-weekly deposit next week. And then for my aggressive portfolio, had a very up and down week. We were really riding high a couple days ago, but it's kind of dropped off today. For the month, though, still have seen that steep decline from the tech sell-off, but I think ultimately being able to purchase some of these stocks was good, especially since I got them at cheaper prices. So last thing that I kind of wanted to discuss is I am contemplating one more adjustment to my long-term portfolio when I do sell this utilities with Dominion Energy. I am thinking about rerouting these funds, plus bumping down communications from 12% to 10%. I'm thinking about adding that extra 3% into my industrials, go up to 15%, and add a third industrials position. I have not decided on what I would add, but I am currently considering 4 main stocks, but I'm also leaving some other suggestions up to you guys. So the 4 I am considering is first Caterpillar. Caterpillar's kind of been on a tear for the last several months. I wish I would have jumped in a few months ago when I was given the chance, but I decided not to. Caterpillar could be considered a little bit expensive this current time, and with their low yield, I'm just not sure if this would be my favorite stock to add. You guys have seemed to like FedEx a lot. According to the Twitter poll that I put out today, FedEx was the overwhelming choice so far. So it's looking like FedEx might be the top choice, but of course I'm also considering UPS. UPS has also been pretty even, pretty up and down for the last 6 months, and they do pay the better dividend compared to FedEx. FedEx has less than 1% yield, so UPS would be more of an income play, and they are competitors, so it would be something to keep an eye on. And then lastly, I'm also considering Honeywell. Honeywell, again, doesn't pay a huge dividend, but they've seen a pretty significant increase over the last several months, especially here in early November. So could end up choosing something else, but more than likely it'll be one of these four. Right now, I will have to say I am leaning towards at least one of Caterpillar or FedEx. Maybe UPS, but I'm just not sure. I'd have to look a little bit more into it. But if you guys have thoughts about it, please put those down in the comments. That is going to pretty well do it for this portfolio update, so I'll transition into my final comments. So guys, if you would like to sign up on M1 Finance, please feel free to do so using my link down in the description. When you do so and make your first deposit, you will get $10 just from M1 Finance, just for using their platform. So check that out for more information. And of course, guys, don't forget that I will not be making videos next week, so don't be alarmed if you don't see me posting. But you can stay up to date with everything I'm doing with those social media profiles. And I will still be making a video for Thursday, Let's Discuss, talking about a particular stock. I still have that poll running on Twitter if you haven't voted yet. It's between Brookfield Renewable Partners, Costco, and Discover Financial. So vote on one of those three if you want to, and I will see you guys on Thursday.